Hey there, listeners. Hola, amigos. Before we dive into today's episode, we have a very small favour to ask. If you enjoy our podcast and want to help us to keep bringing you great content, the best way to support us is by leaving a rating or review on Apple Podcasts. It only takes a minute, but it makes a huge difference because your ratings and reviews help more listeners to discover our show. And it keeps us motivated to continue doing what we love and bringing you more content for free. Plus, we love hearing your feedback. So if you have a moment, head over to Apple Podcasts, give us a rating and leave a very quick review. Thank you so much for your support. Now let's get into today's episode.
Welcome to the Costa Property Podcast, the podcast that turns your dreams of owning a piece of paradise on the Costa del Sol into reality. I'm Warner Laurie, and I'm joined by my co-host and wife, Sandra Laurie.
Join us as we embark on navigating the ins and outs of real estate and relocation to this beautiful region.
We're not just about market trends, we're about sharing real-life experiences, because we know the struggle firsthand and I've helped many people navigate this challenge also.
If you're dreaming of your perfect Costa del Sol home and want to get real, no frills, expert advice, then you're absolutely in the right place. Join us each week as we share honest insights and information that will guide your journey. Welcome back to another episode of the Costa Property Podcast. Now, can you believe we are in the final stretch before Christmas? We're nearly at the end of 2024. Today is a special episode as we are talking about all things Christmas. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely love the lead up to Christmas. I just love this time of year. Now, when I first moved to Spain with our family, I really didn't know what to expect when it came to Christmas traditions in Spain, coming from north of Europe, where we often have colder weather, colder winters. I assumed that things would not be as magical as they were back home, without the ice or the snow or the colder weather. But I did learn very, very quickly that the Spanish love to put on a good show at Christmas and to celebrate. And to be honest, Christmas here went beyond anything that I could have absolutely ever imagined. The crisp sunny days and seeing the town hall and community light up with the traditions is really, really magical. I love the smells, I love the sounds, I love the whole run up to Christmas. And each year I love taking the kids to see the Málaga lights at Christmas and creating some memories with them. It's truly amazing. So in this episode, this is a very exciting one for me as I dive into everything that you need to know about Christmas in Spain and all the festive things to see and do on the Costa del Sol. It's truly magical. So come along with me as I walk you through Christmas in Spain. But first, it's our Spanish word of the day. So the Spanish word of the day is a special one. It's something we all do at Christmas. We give gifts. So the Spanish word of the day today is gift. It's regalo. Regalo is the word for a gift. So I hope that you get to give and receive many gifts this Christmas. Let's dive into today's episode. So, as this is a Christmas episode, I think it's only apt that I dress appropriately and get some Christmas accessories on as we start to get ourselves into the Christmas spirit and talk all things Christmas in Spain. So we're going solo today because I love Christmas in Spain, so I think it's only fair that I spend a little bit of time with you today talking about what to expect from a Christmas in Spain and what I really, really love about it and what's different to how we celebrate back home in terms of the traditions and just the day-to-day experience on the run-up. So I think the first thing to really think about is, the atmosphere here on the Costa del Sol. So it's natural that the weather is different, the contrast to the cold, snowy winters. Many people associate with Christmas here on the Costa del Sol. The weather is definitely mild and sunnier, with typically expecting between 15 and 20 degrees. I think last year on Christmas Day it even hit 22 degrees. It was quite warm. We often spend a lot of time outdoors on Christmas morning with a long walk on the beach after we open our presents. Christmas breakfast on the terrace, which is beautiful. So, despite it being winter and December, Christmas Day is sunny. And often people say to me, oh, that must feel really weird. How do you get into the Christmas spirit? How do you actually celebrate Christmas Day without the snow? I promise you this, quite easily. It is an absolute privilege to wake up on Christmas morning, get the kids up, open the presents, get out for a beautiful walk on the beach, really just take the dog for a little walk, even dress him up in his Christmas costume, and come back and enjoy breakfast on the terrace looking out to a beautiful view of the sea, and then get ready for Christmas dinner that we usually spend with friends who are also away from home over Christmas. So we get to put each other against, I guess we get to be in each other's shoes, because it can be sad being away from your family that may not be in Spain with you, but you make your own family. You get to create your own friendship groups, and usually we spend special days like Christmas together. My first Christmas here in Spain was in 2016. Yeah, it's fair to say, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know, how would it be? How would it feel? But I really was pleasantly surprised. And we started to then make our own traditions. We started to then, spend Christmas Eve with friends, have a nice meal out on Christmas Eve, return home early, allow the kids to open up some presents, get to bed early, watch a lovely Christmas movie, and wake up for Santa Claus the next morning. But we have probably established our own variety of how to spend Christmas Day. And it's a little bit, I guess, mixed with how the native Spanish people celebrate Christmas Day and also how we would celebrate Christmas back home. It's a medley, I guess, honouring the traditions of both worlds for sure. So just to talk a little bit about, I guess, the traditional Christmas traditions in Spain. So in Spain, Christmas Eve, known as Nochebuena, is the big celebration. Basically, you can expect families to meet in the afternoon. They prepare a very traditional family dinner where all the family comes together, typically eating seafood, lamb, various desserts made from things like almonds and chocolate. Families will gather during the day instead of the afternoon on Christmas Eve. You will typically notice them going for walks around the town, and then they will return home and start to prepare the dinner and enjoy some time together. It's often common as well for families here to go to midnight mass, to attend midnight mass tradition together with your family, known as La Misma de Gallo. Spain is still often, in some cases, a religious country, so families will spend time going to midnight mass, then returning home after the midnight mass to continue enjoying music and food and celebrations. And it's often common to see fireworks as well on Christmas Eve or Nochebuena. It's a really warm occasion with lots of family bonding and a real sense of community. Christmas Eve is really, really special here. And we've kind of done our own variety of it, but we do like to ensure that we're returning home pretty early in the evening on Christmas Eve so that we are ready and fresh and ready to go for our big celebration, which is Christmas Day. Now, Christmas Day in Spain is still a special day. It's El Día de Navidad. Christmas Day is quieter though than Christmas Eve, with families resting after their big late feast the previous evening. It's definitely more about spending time with family on Christmas Day rather than exchanging gifts and presents. All of these traditions, as we would expect them, are usually already happening on Christmas Eve. But we, as a family coming from Ireland and my husband from Scotland, we are still celebrating a typical Christmas Day where we expect that Santa Claus has been and left the presents for the kids. In our house, he's not coming down a chimney. We leave out a special key and he opens the door, lets himself in, gets a bit of food for himself and the reindeers, leaves the presents for us to wake and enjoy the next day. So Christmas Day for us is still very special, but it's not necessarily you will see your Spanish neighbours celebrating in the same way as you on Christmas Day, because they have already really completed their celebrations the previous evening. But in Spain, Christmas Day, or El Día de Navidad, is still a public holiday, so businesses will remain closed and people will still take the time to rest and enjoy the company of their loved ones. In Spain, the Christmas lottery, El Gordo, known as the big fat one, is a huge tradition. Okay, and if you've not heard about this before, I've really encouraged you to look it up. It's a huge event that takes place on December 22nd each year, and the winners are announced on live TV by school children. You'll get a lot of festivities with carol singing and beautiful things taking place. But El Gordo, which as I mentioned translates into the fat one, is probably the world's most famous lottery, I think. It's a huge event in Spain, and as I mentioned, it takes place on December 22nd, with the total prize pool often exceeding, 2 billion euros. It also offers substantial awards, and there's a lot of excitement around the run-up. It's really palatable across the country. You will see people buying the lottery tickets, and there's a big buzz around it, and I think everybody participates. It's a real annual tradition and a huge part of the festivities. The run-up to El Gordo, the anticipation to it, builds up normally over several weeks, leading to the actual draw itself, and the tickets are sold in shares, with each ticket representing a small portion of the total prize pool. The lottery then is accessible to many, and it's usually something that most people in Spain are taking part in because it's a huge part of the Christmas traditions. You'll often see as well that El Gordo will actually be taking place on televisions, in bars and restaurants, or in community centres on December 22nd, with lots of people gathering together to watch the event in itself. There's a huge sense of community spirit and joy around this event on the 22nd of December. What you'll also see then in Spain, once the initial Christmas day and Christmas Eve has passed, you'll see then that Spain is really getting ready for a large tradition of the Three Kings, which is celebrated on January 6th. So that was one of the things that really struck me about my first Christmas in Spain. Christmas, when you're not used to it in Spain, can feel really drawn out. It feels really long because it's going on from, Christmas week 20th to the 22nd of December, where you're usually having, if you're working with colleagues and friends, you're usually having some Christmas lunches and enjoying the festivities together, into El Gordo on the 22nd, then obviously into Christmas Eve on the 24th, relaxing day, Christmas Day. Now, usually where I come from, you'll have like St. Stephen's Day, which is the 26th, or Boxing Day as it's known in England. And then that's kind of you're getting ready for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and then way home, we're into the fresh beginning, no more elasticated pants, we're sick of eating, get rid of the cheese boards, lock away the wine, we're ready to get into exercise mode, fresh start, new year, new you, all that stuff. But in Spain, you've got another way to go yet. You're not done yet after your New Year's celebrations, because you need to get ready for your Three Kings celebration, which is taking place on January the 6th. So the Three Kings is a beautiful tradition, Los Reyes Magos, and this is all around the traditions or the biblical stories of the Three Kings travelling to see the baby Jesus and bringing him with gifts to honour his birth. This is a very special tradition in Spain. You'll see parades on the eve of the Three Kings, and these parades are large. They're taking place in towns and communities. You will have the Three Kings going through the town on large floats and distributing lots of sweets and candies to the kids, and the families will be gathered along the streets with bags ready to catch the candy and enjoy it later at home. They can also receive some small gifts from the kings. Families then will return home together, enjoy the evening together, and then wake up the next day where the kings have visited the homes of the children, usually bringing some gifts. So, previously in Spain, the Three Kings was, the very popular one over Santa Claus. You would see the Three Kings bringing the gifts rather than Papa Noel. But now actually, because traditions are becoming more common and the world is becoming more multicultural and diverse, it's actually very common for kids in Spain to have Papa Noel, Santa Claus and the Three Kings. My kids and their school friends are getting to take advantage of both. So lucky them. So yeah, beautiful. Three Kings is a very special time. The parades are gorgeous and there's great excitement on the streets. It is also very common on the run up to Christmas to have a lot of Christmas markets. So, here in Benalmádena, for example, we have a local Christmas market selling, local goods, very cute in little wooden stalls, typically like you'd see in a common Christmas market, decorated with festive lights, food and local crafts. This is also something wonderful to enjoy on the run up to Christmas. One of my favorite traditions on the run-up to Christmas is a visit to the Málaga Christmas lights. Málaga is known for its extravagant Christmas lights. One of the best displays in Spain in the world, I would go as far to say, and something that I do not miss each year. Crowds and crowds of people will gather along Malaga's main shopping street, Calle Larios, and witness a beautiful display of lights and music, getting everybody into the Christmas spirit. It's just magical. And every year they mix it up a bit, so you get to experience a new version of this each year. My kids love it. Everybody loves it. And it's just a real signal in the area that the Christmas season has begun. Everybody is out on the streets, enjoying the music with loved ones, having a little dance, and it's just beautiful. So if you do have the privilege of being in Málaga or on the Costa del Sol throughout December over the Christmas period, definitely make time in your schedule to visit Málaga and experience the Christmas lights. You will not be disappointed. So for me, Spain is beautiful over Christmas. Look, it's like everything when you move to a different country or you're experiencing time in a different country. It's going to be different to your home country, but it's beautiful. It has a mix of unique traditions, mild weather, and a warm sense of family and community. It's just gorgeous, and I feel very blessed that we get to experience and learn Spanish Christmas traditions while mixing them with our own from our home countries. It's a real medley. I love Christmas in Spain. Since we've moved to Spain, I have spent all my Christmases here. I enjoy it so much. It's really a pleasure to be able to take a walk on the beach on Christmas morning and enjoy some sunshine, and then go on to have a wonderful Christmas day surrounded by family and loved ones. So I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about the beautiful festive season in Spain. Now remember, if you're thinking of buying a property in Spain in 2025 and you want more guidance, feel free to reach out and check out our website for lots and lots of helpful resources that are in the resources section. And if you haven't yet, take a look at our roadmap to owning a property on the Costa del Sol course for a step-by-step guide to making your dream home a reality. The link will be in the show notes of this episode, or drop us a message or email and we'll answer any questions that you have. From my house to yours, let me take this opportunity to wish you and your loved ones a happy and healthy festive period for 2024. And I'm so happy that you have been able to stop by and listen to this episode with me and take a walk through Christmas traditions in Spain. Wishing you lots of love and enjoy the festive period. Adios for now. Thank you so much for listening into today's episode on the Costa Property Podcast. Another fantastic episode learning about the highs and lows of relocating to the Costa del Sol from real people who have been through the journey themselves, and of course our wonderful experts. If you have been enjoying the show so far, remember to hit subscribe to the podcast and leave a rating or review.
We absolutely love hearing your thoughts. Please send any questions that you would like us to answer on the show to warner@wlcostaproperties.net. Or you can pop us a message on our socials, which are in the show notes. Remember, you can also visit the website www.wlcostaproperties.net.
See you on the next episode, and bye for now.
Bye-bye.